My child, listen carefully. This moment is not for everyone. Out of countless people who will pass by, ignore, or scroll away, only a very small fraction will stay long enough to hear this. And somehow, against all odds, you are still here. That is not random. That is not coincidence. There is something deeper happening right now, something you cannot afford to overlook. Do not move. Do not distract yourself, because what you are about to hear was not given to the crowd. It was reserved for the few who were meant to receive it. And you are one of them. You may not understand why you felt the urge to stop. You may not even realize what pulled you into this exact moment. But something inside you recognized this. Something within your spirit paused as if it knew that this was different, that this carried weight, that this was not just another passing message. My child, there is a reason you were chosen to hear this while others will never even notice it. There is a reason your eyes landed here at this exact second in time. You were not just scrolling, you were being led. Quietly, gently, intentionally. And I need you to understand this before anything else. This moment matters more than you think. Because while others are distracted, while others are too busy, too numb, or too closed to receive, you are here. And being here means something is already shifting. Something is already beginning to move in your life, even if you cannot see it yet. You have felt it, haven't you? That quiet restlessness, that unexplainable pull, that feeling that something is missing, something is changing, something is trying to reach you. You tried to ignore it. You tried to push it down, but it never fully left you. That feeling brought you here. My child, do not mistake this for luck. This is not chance. This is alignment. This is a moment that was set aside specifically for you, long before you even realized you would need it. And right now, as you read these words, something unseen is drawing closer. Something important is unfolding behind the surface of your life. You cannot see it clearly yet, but you can feel the weight of it pressing gently on your spirit. This is why you must not leave. Because what comes next is not meant for everyone. It was meant for you. Stop right now. Do not scroll. Do not look away. I need you to stay with me in this moment, because what is happening right now concerns you more deeply than you realize. This is not something you can come back to later. This is not something you can postpone for a more convenient time. This moment was not designed to wait for you. It was designed to meet you exactly as you are right here, right now. My child, slow down your thoughts. Quiet the noise around you. Even if it is just for these few moments, give me your full attention. Because if you let your mind wander, if you allow distractions to pull you away again, you may miss something that was meant to change the direction of your life. You have done this before, haven't you? You have felt a pull like this, a quiet voice asking you to pause, to listen, to stay. But instead, you kept moving. You told yourself you would come back later. You convinced yourself it was not important enough to stop for. And then later never came. Do not repeat that pattern now. This moment is different. You can feel it in the way your heart is reacting, in the way your thoughts are slowing down, in the way something inside you is saying, stay, just stay a little longer. That is not sluchakakien or esteyuri. That is not your imagination. That is something deeper reaching for you, asking you not to walk away this time. My child, I am speaking directly to you, not to the crowd, not to everyone, to you. And I need you to understand the seriousness of this moment. Because while it may look simple on the surface, while it may seem like just words appearing in front of you, there is something far more significant unfolding beneath it. This is why you must not rush. This is why you must not treat this like everything else. Stay here. Breathe. Let these words settle into you instead of passing over you. You have been running for so long from your thoughts, from your emotions, from the weight you carry inside. Every day has been filled with noise, responsibilities, distractions, and pressure that never seems to stop. And because of that, you have forgotten what it feels like to truly pause, to truly listen, to truly receive. But right now, you are being given that pause. Do not waste it, because this pause is not empty. It is filled with something you have been needing for a long time, even if you could not put it into words. Something your heart has been quietly searching for beneath all the exhaustion, confusion, and heaviness. And if you leave too quickly, if you dismiss this as just another passing moment, you may miss what has been trying to reach you for so long. My child, I know your mind may already be trying to pull you away. It is telling you to keep moving, to not get too deep, to not sit with this feeling for too long. That is how you have protected yourself, by staying busy, by avoiding stillness, by refusing to slow down enough to feel what is really inside you. But this time you must resist that urge. This time you must stay, because something is about to be revealed to you. Something that requires your full attention. Something that cannot reach you if you are distracted, rushed, or halfway present. Do you understand? This is not just about hearing words. This is about allowing something to touch your heart, to reach the places you have been hiding, to speak into the silence you have been carrying. And that cannot happen if you leave. So I ask you again, my child, stay with me. Do not scroll. Do not close this moment. Do not tell yourself later, because later has cost you more than you realize. Right now is what matters. Right now is where everything begins to shift. Today, my child, I see you, even the parts of you that no one else notices. I see how tired you have become, not just physically, but deep within your soul. There is a kind of exhaustion inside you that sleep cannot fix, a heaviness that follows you even in quiet moments. You wake up carrying it. You move through your day pretending it is not there. And at night, when everything slows down, it becomes louder again. You have been trying to hold everything together for so long. You smile when others are watching. You say you are fine because it is easier than explaining what is really going on inside you. You keep showing up, keep pushing forward, keep doing what is expected of you even when a part of you feels like it is slowly breaking under the pressure. My child, I see that. I see the confusion you have been living with, the questions that keep repeating in your mind. Why does it feel like this? Why hasn't anything changed? Why do things keep going wrong when you are trying so hard to stay strong? You have asked these questions quietly, sometimes without even saying them out loud. But they have been there, sitting heavy on your heart. And then there is the loneliness. Even when you are surrounded by people, even when you are talking, laughing, going through the motion, there is a part of you that feels completely alone. Like no one truly understands what you are carrying. Like no one can see the depth of what you are feeling beneath the surface. You have learned to hide it well. You have learned to keep your struggles to yourself because you do not want to be a burden. You do not want to explain things that others might not understand. So you carry it silently, day after day, moment after moment. And it has been exhausting. My child, I know there were moments when you almost gave up, not always in a loud or obvious way, but quietly. Moments where you felt like you could not keep doing this. Moments where your strength felt like it was slipping away. Moments where you questioned whether anything would ever truly get better. But you kept going. Even when you felt empty, even when you felt lost, even when you felt like no one was listening, you kept moving forward. And that strength, even in your weakness, it has not gone unnoticed. I also see the pain you rarely talk about. The disappointment that came from people you trusted. The times you opened your heart and it was not handled with care. The moments you expected support but instead felt let down. Those experiences stayed with you. They shaped the way you see things now. They made you more guarded, more careful, more hesitant to trust again. And deep down they hurt more than you let anyone know. My child, I see the nights when your thoughts would not quiet down, when your mind kept replaying everything, every mistake, every loss, every unanswered question. Nights when you just wanted peace but instead felt overwhelmed by everything you have been holding inside. You were not imagining it. You were not being weak. You were carrying more than you were meant to carry alone. And that is why you feel the way you do. You have been trying to be strong in a place where you needed rest. You have been trying to understand things that were never meant for you to figure out by yourself. You have been trying to hold together pieces that were already too heavy for your hands. My child, you are not alone in this, even if it has felt that way for a long time. Every silent tear, every hidden struggle, every moment of doubt, I have seen it all. And I have stayed with you through every single one of them. Even when you thought no one was there. Even when you felt forgotten. Even when everything inside you felt uncertain. I was there. And I am still here. My child, listen closely, because what you have been through was never meaningless. I know there are moments in your past that still confuse you. Moments that left you asking why things happened the way they did. Moments where you felt abandoned, delayed, or even forgotten. You looked at those situations and saw pain, you saw loss, you saw doors closing when you needed them to open. But I need you to see something differently now. That rejection you felt, it was not abandonment. It was protection. There were places you wanted to go, people you wanted to hold on to, paths you were ready to walk down, but you could not see what was waiting for you ahead. You could not see the weight it would place on your spirit. You could not see how it would slowly drain you, break you, or pull you away from who you were meant to become. So I stepped in, not to hurt you but to shield you. My child, those delays that frustrated you, those moments where everything seemed to pause while others moved forward, they were not punishment. They were preparation. You thought you were being left behind. You thought you were losing time. But what you did not realize is that you were being shaped in ways that could not happen any faster. There were parts of you that needed to grow stronger, deeper, wiser before you could step into what was truly meant for you. If things had happened when you wanted them to, you would not have been ready to carry them. And I will not place something in your hands that your heart is not prepared to hold. My child, even the pain you experienced, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the moments that left you feeling broken, none of it was wasted. It may have felt like everything was falling apart. It may have felt like you were losing pieces of yourself. But in truth, something deeper was happening beneath the surface. You were being refined. The pain revealed what needed to be healed. The loss revealed what could not stay. The disappointment revealed where your strength needed to be rebuilt. I know you did not ask for those lessons. I know you did not want to learn through hurt. But sometimes, the things that shape you the most are the things you never would have chosen. And still you made it through. That moment you thought would break you, it did not. That situation you believed you would never recover from, you are still standing. That version of you who felt completely lost still found a way to keep going. My child, that was not by accident. You were being carried even when you felt alone. You were being guided even when everything seemed unclear. And every step you took through that confusion, through that pain, was leading you somewhere important. Nothing in your life has been random. Not the delays, not the heartbreak, not the closed doors, not even the silence. It all had purpose, even when you could not see it, even when it did not make sense, even when it hurt more than you could explain. because everything you went through has been preparing you for what is ahead. You may not fully understand it yet, but one day you will look back and see how every piece fits together. You will see how the moments you questioned the most were the ones that shaped you the deepest. And you will realize you were never being set back. You were being set up for strength, set up for clarity, set up for something greater than what you lost. So do not carry your past as a weight anymore, my child. Carry it as proof. Proof that you survived. Proof that you were protected. Proof that even in your hardest moments there was a purpose unfolding that you could not yet see. And now everything is beginning to align. My child, feel this moment carefully, because something is shifting and it is happening faster than you realize. This is not just reflection anymore. This is not just understanding your past. This is where everything begins to move. You may not see it clearly with your eyes yet, but deep within you, there is a stirring, a quiet awareness that something is about to change. Do not ignore that feeling, because what is coming is not small. It is not distant. It is not something you can prepare for later. It is already approaching. My child, time is not as open as you think. You have been living as if there will always be another moment, another chance, another opportunity to pause and listen. But I need you to understand something clearly now. Not every moment carries the same weight as this one. This moment matters. And if you treat it lightly, if you push it aside like you have done before, you may miss what has been trying to reach you for so long. You have already felt the signs, haven't you? The growing pressure in your spirit, the restlessness you cannot explain, the way things around you have started to feel different. Situations that once felt normal now feel heavy. Paths that once felt right now feel uncertain. Even your thoughts have been shifting, questioning things you once ignored. That is not sluchayakakien or yuri. That is the beginning of change. Something is being stirred within you because something is being aligned around you. But here is what you must understand, my child. Alignment requires attention. You cannot stay distracted and step into what is meant for you. You cannot stay half aware and recognize what is being placed in your path. And you cannot keep delaying your response without consequences. Because while something is being prepared for you, something else is also trying to pull you away from it. There is a battle happening that you cannot fully see. A battle for your focus, your direction, your decision in this very moment. One voice tells you to stay, to listen, to lean into this feeling. Another voice tells you to move on, to ignore it, to treat it as nothing important. And the choice between those two voices will shape what happens next. My child, do not underestimate this. You have come too far, carried too much, endured too many lessons to lose your direction now. This is why the urgency you feel is real. This is why your heart is not at ease. Because deep down you already know this moment is different. Something is closing behind you and something new is opening ahead. But you cannot stand in between forever. There comes a point where you must choose. To stay where you have been or to step into what is calling you forward. And that point is now. My child, I am not speaking to create fear in you. I am speaking to wake you up. Because what is ahead requires your awareness. It requires your presence. It requires you to stop drifting and start paying attention to what is unfolding in your life. You cannot afford to sleep through this moment. You cannot afford to ignore the shift. You cannot afford to delay your response again. Because every time you have said later, you have felt something slip away. Every time you have turned away from moments like this, you have stayed in cycles longer than you were meant to. But this time you are being given another chance. A clear moment. A direct moment. A moment where everything is being placed in front of you without confusion. So do not look away now. Do not convince yourself this can wait. Do not silence what your spirit is trying to recognize, because something is coming, my child. Something that will require you to be ready, not just hoping, not just wishing, but aware, grounded, and present. And whether you step into it fully or miss it again will depend on what you do with this moment right now. So stay alert, stay aware, because this is where everything begins to change. My child, this moment right now is not like the others. There have been many moments in your life where you felt something, where you sensed a shift, where you paused for a second and then kept going. But this one is different. This one carries weight. This one carries direction. This one carries the turning point you have been unknowingly moving toward for a long time. You were brought here for a reason, not by accident, not by chance, not because you happened to stop at the right time. Every step, every delay, every feeling that led you here was aligning you for this exact moment. And now that you are here, you must recognize it, because this is where things begin to separate. The old version of you and the one you are becoming. The patterns you have been stuck in and the path that is opening in front of you. The confusion you have been living with and the clarity that is trying to reach you. My child, this is your turning point. You may not feel completely ready. You may still have doubts, questions, fears that try to hold you back. But readiness is not what brought you here. Alignment did. And alignment does not wait for perfection. It meets you in the middle of your uncertainty and asks you to take a step forward anyway. That step begins here, right now. In this moment where you choose to stay aware, where you choose to listen instead of drifting, where you choose to acknowledge that something real is happening within you. Because it is. You can feel it in the way your thoughts are no longer as scattered, in the way your attention is being pulled deeper, in the way something inside you is beginning to settle, even if you cannot fully explain why. That is not SLUCHAIKAKLIN or STEYURI. That is the shift you have been waiting for. But here is what you must understand. My child, a turning point only becomes real when you respond to it. You cannot stand here and do nothing. You cannot feel this moment and then return to the same patterns as if nothing happened. Because if you do, you will slowly drift back into the same cycles that have been holding you in place. And you already know how that feels. You already know the weight of repeating the same struggles, the same confusion, the same quiet frustration of knowing something needs to change, but not acting on it. This moment is your way out of that. This moment is your invitation to step into something new. Not all at once, not perfectly, but intentionally. It begins with awareness. It begins with accepting that you are no longer meant to stay where you were. It begins with allowing yourself to move forward even if the next step is not completely clear. My child, you have been waiting for a sign. Something clear. Something undeniable. Something that tells you, now is the time. This is it. Not in a loud, overwhelming way, but in a quiet, undeniable certainty that you can feel inside your spirit. You do not need more proof. You do not need more waiting. You do not need to delay this any longer. Because everything that has been building in your life, everything that has been shifting beneath the surface has led you to this point. And what you do with this moment will shape what comes next. So do not take this lightly. Do not brush it off. Do not tell yourself you will think about it later. Later is what kept you stuck. Now is what moves you forward. My child, this is where you decide. Not with fear, not with pressure, but with awareness, with intention, with the understanding that this moment is not here to pass by, it is here to change something within you. So stay present, stay open, because right here, right now, everything begins to turn. My child, now listen to me with your whole heart, because this is the moment where everything begins to turn in your favor. You did not come this far just to remain in the same place. You did not endure all that pain, all that confusion, all those long nights of silent battles just to stay stuck in the same cycle. There is a reason you are here right now, feeling this shift, sensing this change, recognizing that something inside you is no longer the same. Because your breakthrough is already beginning. Even if your eyes cannot see it yet, even if your situation looks unchanged on the outside, something deep within you has already started to move. The moment you chose to stay, the moment you chose to listen, the moment you allowed these words to reach your spirit, alignment began. My child, change always starts within before it appears around you. And right now your heart is opening again. That heaviness you have been carrying for so long, it will not remain the same. It may not disappear all at once, but it is loosening its hold on you. The confusion that once clouded your thoughts will begin to clear. The weight that made every step feel difficult will begin to lift, little by little. You are not staying in that place anymore. Something new is being formed inside you, something stronger, something clearer, something more grounded than what you have known before. My child, I am bringing restoration into your life, not in a rushed or overwhelming way, but in a way that rebuilds you piece by piece. The parts of you that felt broken will begin to heal. The parts of you that felt lost will begin to find direction again. The parts of you that felt empty will begin to feel filled with something real, something steady, something that does not fade when life becomes difficult. Peace will return to you. Not the kind of peace that depends on everything being perfect, but a deeper peace that stays with you even when things are uncertain. A quiet strength that holds you steady when your thoughts try to pull you in different directions. Clarity will return to you. You will begin to see things differently. The confusion that once overwhelmed you will not have the same power. You will recognize what is meant for you and what is not. You will stop chasing what drains you and start moving toward what strengthens you. Direction will return to you. Step by step, not all at once, but clearly enough for you to move forward without fear controlling you. You will no longer feel stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same cycles without understanding why. My child, this is your turning point into healing. And now I need your response. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now, you do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to feel completely ready. You do not need to be perfect. All I'm asking for is your yes. Your yes to change. Your yes to healing. Your yes to stepping forward, even if the path is not fully visible yet. Because your yes, even if it feels small, even if it feels uncertain, carries more power than you realize. It is the beginning of everything shifting in your life. So do not stay silent in this moment. If you feel this message in your heart, if something inside you is telling you that this is real, then respond. Say amen if you believe something is shifting for you. Say I believe if you are ready to step into what is ahead. Type yes if you are choosing to move forward and not stay where you have been. Let your voice align with what your spirit is beginning to accept. Because when you respond, you are not just saying words. You are confirming your decision. You are stepping into alignment. You are opening the door for what is already trying to reach you. My child, this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the breakthrough you have been waiting for, even in moments when you did not know how to ask for it. So stay connected. Stay open. Because what has started within you right now will continue to unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. And your life will not remain the same. My child, do not ignore this moment. You have felt something here that you cannot fully explain, something deeper than words, something that reached beyond your thoughts and touched your spirit. That was not SLUCHAKINOSTYURI. That was not something ordinary. That was a moment meant to awaken you. And now you stand at a quiet but powerful edge. You can walk away or return to the same patterns, the same distractions, the same silence that kept you feeling lost. Or you can stay connected to what you felt here and allow it to guide what comes next. Because this does not end here. This is only the beginning. Something has been set in motion, something you may not fully see yet, but you will begin to notice. In your thoughts, in your decisions, in the way you respond to things that once controlled you. There will be a difference. A shift. A quiet strength that starts to grow within you. But you must protect it. Do not let the noise of the world take this away from you again. Do not let doubt convince you that this was nothing. Do not let distraction pull you back into the same place you have been trying to escape. This moment matters more than you realize. Stay aware. Stay connected. Stay open. Because more is coming. There are things that will be revealed to you, things that will begin to make sense, things that will show you why you had to go through everything you faced. But those things require your attention. They require your willingness to remain present. Do not walk away again, my child. Not this time. Because I am with you, closer than you think, guiding you even when you do not see it, strengthening you even when you feel weak. And what has started here is not finished yet. As you carry this moment within you, understand this, my child, every seed of truth planted in your heart is meant to grow and reach others who are still lost in darkness. His mission is not small. It is a river of light meant to flow through you into countless souls who are waiting, just like you were. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not just a verse, this is my living promise speaking directly to you now. And I hear your heart saying, Lord, I want to help others feel what I just felt. Then act on it. What you release becomes a seed, and every seed becomes a harvest of transformed lives. Do not delay this act of obedience. This is a prophetic moment. When you give, you are not losing, you are planting into something eternal. Your support through Super Thanks or PayPal, waiting for you in the description and in the QR code on your screen, becomes oil for this mission. Fire that spreads my word further than you can see. I will bless your giving, multiply it, and return it to you in ways no man can measure. Step into this now. Sow your seed. Let heaven move through you.